Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Lanmou Tarot. This is a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the first 2 weeks of May 2019. Thank you for your continued support, Sagittarius. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Still trying to build a little community here. And these cards are pre-shuffled, and I meditate on your energy prior starting this recording. We'll be using the Akashic Tarot deck and the After Tarot for any clarification, Sag. And I promised myself to keep it under 20 minutes. We've been doing fairly well keeping it under 30 minutes. I'll take that. The little victories. What do we have here? We have a jumper, the Two of Skulls, Two World. That jumped out for you. Some of you, Sag, you may be feeling like it's time for you to make a decision. You feel conflicted between two worlds, two set of ideals, two place, perhaps, two locations. Spirit, what is your message here for Sagittarius? Message guidance for Sagittarius. Okay, we have the King of Keys. That's you here, Sagittarius, showing up in your own reading. The King of Keys is like the King of Fire in this deck. Oh my, a lot of jumpers. Who was it? I think it was Gemini that also had a lot of jumpers. We have the Six of Wands, it's very popular today. And we have the Six of Keys underneath. So that's 2 6 here we have going, Sagittarius. Okay, going to Six of Scrolls deals with is the sense of time, right? The sense of timing with that card. Okay, I think we are ready here. Okay, let's see, Sag. The Five of Roses, the Garden. The Four of Roses, Views of the Eagle. And Uriel and the Sphinx, number 21. At the bottom, we have the King of Forces. So we had the King of Keys, your card coming up. Now we have the King of Earth. So for some of you that have Earth in your chart, so what you're facing with the King of Forces here, it's kind of like the King of Earth, right? The King of Nature. It's being able to really be a master of your environment, being able to manipulate the forces of nature around you, right? The animal kingdom, the water, earth, like air. Like it's really being able to be in full control of your surrounding, of nature, of the natural world, the King of Forces. So this is what's facing you during this first 2 weeks here, Sagittarius. And we know you are very wise, Sag. You use your wisdom. You really have a great intellect as well, but you're just naturally wise about things. You have a way of understanding things, not just intuitively, but really like a good sense of wisdom, like as if the divine poured knowledge into you and it's just sitting there waiting to be tapped on, right? And here we have the Garden with the Five of Roses. We have kids here. So for some of you, this situation, whatever it is, the message here is with some sort of like with kids, or perhaps it's there's a sense of innocence here, being able to enjoy the beauty around you, right? The beauty of nature, seeing beauty everywhere you look. I love the way she's like literally looking at that butterfly with a magnifying glass, as if trying to see the transformation that has been taking place here a little bit closer, trying to trace, you know, what happened to that caterpillar here, trying to trace the evolution of this product of nature into becoming this beautiful butterfly. And we know all of us have gone through major changes starting in February, mid-February, all the way down to April here, beginning of April. All this big transformation like that was happening. All the cards, all those major arcana, there's been a real shift of the collective. And of course there was all these things happening in the planetary bodies, changing positions, that also reflect that same change. And I feel like some of us, especially you Sagittarius, according to this card here and the message coming through, it's like you maybe really be looking around you, understanding that transformation, trying to take a deeper look of it, okay? Not just through your mind or the wisdom that you have, but also understanding it and how it affects your environment, how it affects your what's available to you, perhaps. Okay, the King of Earth is like, it's also very abundant, right? Understanding abundance doesn't just rely on material gains, right? On wealth and money, but also just the surrounding, the beauty of nature around you is also part of your abundance. Like they're enjoying nature at this garden here. It's like there's a theme here for you, Sag. And the next card we have is the Four of Roses, view of the eagle. So for some of you, it's as if kind of like you're understanding that. And by the way, I just noticed this is 23, that you saw 3, 4, 5. There's a sense of evolution here, right? Coming from the 5, from that childhood view of things, perhaps. Going through the phase of adolescent where you're like, you know, all into your ego, like you know everything, you see the world from a very idealistic point of view, right? And that it's all me. There are 3 people standing there, but he's looking in the mirror, but he only sees one, me, like, right? The only one reflection in the mirror. Onto becoming Uriel and the Sphinx. It's like, and it's like coming into your own, having gone through the journey where you understand your power, right? Uriel here is like, are these angel wings? Let me take a closer look. Yes, that's like graduation day. Uriel is like wearing angel rings, right? It's time for you to kind of like, you have a greater level of understanding now, right? You left childhood innocence to perhaps your teenage years, what was all about you. You understand the bigger picture. You understand your place in this universe. You understand your mission, your part of this greater universe, right? Uriel is an archangel. That's why she's wearing the rings here. It's kind of like standing in front of the Sphinx with that beautiful moon glowing above. It's as if almost like paying respect, homage to the, to the creation, not just to the natural creation, but also to what we as men, as human, are able to do, right? When we put our heads together, people still today don't believe that men created built the pyramids. There's still people saying how like, oh no, it must have been aliens coming from somewhere else that did all that, right? So there is a lot of mystery. There's a lot of things that even in this modern day we don't have concrete answers for. We're still trying to understand part of the mysteries. We're still looking for answers, and we think science should be able to give us all our answers. But what we know, especially if you're in the spiritual path, you know there are certain things that cannot be explained just by facts, that perhaps they can be explained, but that cannot be fully understood just by looking at a set of facts, that cannot be fully understood just by measuring this cup, right? Who's going to measure the ocean? Who can really say how much water is in the ocean? Who could ever have the gall, have the audacity to say they've come with such an understanding? Nobody. And if they were to say it, just kind of like do that chuckle thing. Okay, if you say so. All right, Jen. Like, because you're understanding that, Sagittarius, because you're so wise. There are certain things that, for you, it just come naturally. It's not even intuition. It's just kind of like, I get it. Like, you think it through and you get it. So, I don't know. For some of you here, I feel like it's just coming to a point of acceptance of like, of all this the largeness of life, the largeness of creation, main creation, the natural habitat that you find yourself in creation, God's creation. And here we have the Empress. Oh my goodness. If this is a love situation for you, because this is what we have here. We have the Emperor and the Empress coming out with the Seven of Pentacles in between them. So this is like, if this is a love situation for somebody, there is a divine union that needs to come into place here, okay? And perhaps somebody was almost not fully understanding the divine timing aspect of it. Perhaps somebody was so focused onto themselves, where like I've done, where are my rewards? Where are my rewards? Was so into their ego that they could not fully enjoy the progress that's being made. Because here, having that King of Forces here, it's like, it's as if like you have that power within you to manipulate the landscape, to manipulate your environment, to manipulate your situation, right? Kind of like the magician here. But the King of Forces is not just through manifestation and intention, setting intentions and using the elements. It's really being able to manipulate it as a earthly person in the 3D world, really understanding it from a point of view of just a human being, understanding that, you know, the sense of time, that our time is limited. Perhaps that's where you were so focused onto that aspect of life, of like, I need to be the provider, I need to do this. If I do this, then I can have that amount of money, then I can buy the house, then I can do this, right? As a Sag, whether you're a man or a woman, okay? Don't let the King here. It's like masculine energy. You're so into your masculine energy. And we know the masculine energy, especially for fire sign, also brings in the ego, right? That testosterone. It's like you want to look at the way he's all puffed up here, wants to show off, like, I'm the man, like, you know, I am, I can do, I can, respect, right? So it's as if that's where you are stuck on, as especially if you're a masculine energy, but not necessarily even if you're a feminine energy here, I feel like you're coming to a greater understanding. You're fully understanding that you're just a child of the universe. You're basically like a baby when you look at the largeness of God's creation, and that there is something more sacred than just being that provider and just like that little work. I shouldn't say, not to belittle your career or your work, your achievements, but that work that you're doing, yes, it's important, but it's not everything, because what you are is so much greater when you look at it from the point of view of the divine, right? Of divine creation, of divine protection, of divine inspiration, okay? And I don't even know where to put those cards, because the way they just came out, I don't think I even studied asking for where I wanted them to be. So here with that in the After Tarot, this Seven of Pentacles here, it's not sitting there watching, waiting for the fruit of your labor. You understand it. Things gonna take time. I planted the seed. I did everything I could. It will be when it's supposed to be. You understand your place. Like, that's what Uriel he is doing. Like, fire of God. Yes, it's passion, but there's also a sense of obedience, paying respect for what was before, right? Paying respect for the hard work, but understanding that's not everything. Okay, Sag? It's like you're coming to a new, like you are reaching a higher level of wisdom here, of understanding, and that higher level of wisdom is coming through. It's perhaps because you are able to tap into your, whether the innocence, looking at it from a child's point of view, like the innocence of a child, like you're a child of the universe. In front of God, you're like just a child, like, right? You're a child of God. But if it is a romantic situation, you are going to adjust. You will be making some adjustment here. You will, like, seeing you showing up here as this big guy, puffed up and stuff. Like, you know, you can't even see anyone else in the picture, especially if it's your lover, your counterpart. I think you're coming to an understanding that this person here, this man, this woman, that's my divine partner. God chose that person for me. There's a sense of like bringing it together here. Like, you're gonna let go of that ego. Understand this big guy you see yourself as in the mirror. When you stand in front of creation, when you stand in front in God's court, right? You're nothing but a speckle of the fire of God. Yes, your yell is the fire of God. But when you stand in front of God, God is that big nothingness that we cannot understand, we cannot conceptualize, right? There's a big void, big pressure, the light that shines so bright we cannot see, that blind us, right? You're not but a little kid, so you cannot be the full fire of God. As you yell, the angel, as you, Sag, that wise person who understands so much about your natural habitat, who understands so much about work, about achievement, about proving yourself to your community, to your surrounding, right? We see yourself as so big. But when it comes to the greater creation, when it comes to God, when you stand in front of God, in front of God's creation, you fully understand it. You realize, I am not really the fire of God. I'm just a speckle of the fire of God, right? Like a flicker, right? So this is that you're understanding. You're understanding your role. Yes, hard work pays off. Yes, you must continue to push on. Yes. But once you bring it together, you realize, I don't have to show ego. I don't have to be good to go. I can just sit on my throne and enjoy all the abundance that the universe wants to give me, that the divine wants to give me, because I am a child of God, and just enjoy my counterpart and see that person for who they are as well. Okay? And see the light, their fire, their divine protection, their own divine inspiration. They're a creation of the divine themselves. For some of you, especially if it's a love situation, that's about to come to be very clear. I want to take a couple of clarification on your yell on number 21 for you, Sagittarius. Spirit, some clarification on your yell in the Sphinx here. Clarification on Uriel and the Sphinx. This is a real personal development, character building time for you during these first 2 weeks. Okay, Sag. And I feel like at the full moon time, towards the end of the month, that's when you're really going to, it's going to just like, duh! It's going to just like come, like the light's gonna be like, it's gonna be a haha moment. So we have the Hangman, of course. Basically, it's not even bowed down. It's not even standing on the mountain. This is the Hangman. It's not like the Hermit. This is like full sacrifice and full view. Really showing like, I understand and I'm willing to walk the steps. I want to prove that, yes, my humility. I want to prove that I'm willing to forego a lot just to show my own humility, just to show my own appreciation, just to show my commitment to that path. Okay? Whether it's to your own personal relationship of your counterpart here, because this is a divinely protected, divine connection here, okay? Whether if it's just you, Sagittarius, within your own self, being that career person, this is you coming to understanding, like, I'm just this in the eye of God, and I want to show humility. There's a sense of like really obedience. I need to show obedience and humility here. And number 12 comes down to a 3, and again we have another progression, right? We have the 2 of swords here. 2 of swords, a sense of justice to this situation. Once you open your eyes, remove that blindfold here during this new moon, right? I just said you're just going to you're going to be able to, there's no need to delay anymore. There's no need to delay. The delay is over. You're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to see what's been in front of you all along, right? So, and we have the 4 of Wands. This is the 4. The 4 of Wands is the card of like new foundation, like foundation, a new beginning, the honeymoon card, especially if it's a love situation, setting up a new beginning for you. If you have Venus in Aries, this is a card, this is a love situation. This is a card of, I know you are my mate. right? You are, Venus is the planet of abundance. Like I recognize you. I recognize the light within you. That's within me. You can see now. You don't just see the reflection when you look in that mirror of those people next to you, of that empress next to you, or that emperor next to you. If you're the empress, you're not just going to see them. You're literally going to see you through them. Do you understand, Sagittarius? Now you don't even see anyone else next to you. When you look in that mirror, you're not just going to see other people, but it's through them that you're going to see you, that you're going to understand who you are, through that counterpart, through that connection, that you really are going to know who you are, your real purpose, your real place in the world. There's a real sense of humility that you're about to experience here, Sagittarius. This is the Whispers of Love Oracle card. What woman's message do you have for Sagittarius Spirit? What woman's message do you have for Sagittarius Spirit? Okay. Number 26, new love. At the bottom, we had number 28, the union of hearts. Yes. A love connection defies explanation. A love connection defies explanation. No matter how big you try to make yourself, no matter how much you try to belittle, if you are trying to belittle someone else, you are not giving them their proper due, because you're so far in your ego, you're about to bring back, like the divine is about to bring you back to, you're going to start seeing that person for, you're really going to understand, I am part of a divine connection. And this is something that's, it's really gonna bring you into your full power, because you're really gonna step into yourself once you come to that realization. It's going to be a somber moment, a very humble moment, but it's gonna be so gratifying, Sagittarius. I'm literally having goosebumps as I'm sharing this with you, because I feel it. The card that came out for you is new love. Like literally, there's a star falling, and she's reaching out to the star. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospect or for spiritual growth. Okay, so for some of you, this is a love card, okay, but this comes as new love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects. So for some of you, that ego thing, it's not so much seeing yourself as that counterpart of a lover, as in a romantic situation. For some of you, it's someone that you work with, or perhaps it's just you understanding who you are as you coming into a greater, better understanding, awareness of this situation right here, of this divine connection. It's gonna bring you so much abundance. It's gonna bring you new opportunity, okay, with your work prospect or your spiritual growth. Because once you understand your part, like which part do you play as God, in God's creation, that you have the light of God in you, so does your counterpart, and you're being brought together for a reason, even though you cannot explain it. This is a love connection that defies explanation. That's what's at the bottom of the deck here. So this new love, this new beginning in that connection, this new understanding is really gonna open up a whole new world. Like even your career, perhaps if you were doing you are in a career that was not aligned with your higher self, you're going to change career, you're going to change work, you're going to experience a new spiritual growth, because now you are more aware, you have reached a certain level of enlightenment, okay? So here we have yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Okay? Spirit is telling you to just say yes. That's the card that fell down for you. Just say yes. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Wow. Isn't that what we're just saying just now, Sagittarius? Align your life. Because this is the Whispers of Love. This is the woman's message. And this is number 26, right? And here we have it saying that this new love is it's about embracing an opportunity for love in your work prospect or for spiritual growth. Now, they're not talking about romantic love, even though that's a Whispers of Love. This is like you really, that new understanding, that new love is going to encompass every aspect of your life. Okay, once you come to that understanding, to that level of humility, to basically stand like that child in awe in front of God, that you're not like, oh, I'm the King of Kings, I know what to do, I'm in only my ego. Once you come to that place, and I don't know if it's going to be a hint, if it's going to be a dream, and how all of this is going to come down for you, but there's going to be a moment, and you won't miss it, Sagittarius. You will not miss it. Okay, and once you get that, you will, everything else, you will start making decision to align yourself with things that are in alignment for to your higher self. Okay, and everyone around you will see the change. They will see the change. It will be new beginning. It's a page of wands here that we had at the bottom of that clarifying deck for you. You will walk away. Some of you may have to walk away from other people, so you can come to your full power here. This is the Emperor and the Empress we have. Okay, I hope this reading resonate with you, and as you go through the month, whether that happens beginning of May, towards the end of May, I don't know, because we have a full moon here, and we have, this was a new moon in Libra. It's almost like this started for you during this new moon in Libra. That's when that delay was, okay, we need to stop this right there. That's when that was being set in motion for you, Sagittarius. But once you come face to face with this decision, with this new understanding, with this information that's going to come to you, that's going to open up your mind to this new level of understanding. And I hope this click, okay, this helps you along in that path. And thank you so much for your continued support. Come back at mid-month, and remember, love is the only answer. Thank you. Sending you so much love.